Welcome back to Stitch and Stir. Thanks for coming to see us again.
This is episode 3. It is also whipping into shape, just like episode number 2.
Part 2.
Yeah, part 2. This is Emmy's turn to show off all her crazy amounts of whips.
Yeah.
I don't know are you just as bad as me at casting on, or?
I think so. I tend to have a one sweater at a time rule, so that keeps me.
Not like me. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, here's a...
Special co-host today. We've got Rudy crawling in the back.
Oh, perfect timing.
Yep.
So, what we're drinking today, which is perfect, matches what we're wearing, is some Bubbly Rosé.
It's bubbly, so it tastes very pretty and pink.
And it's really good for summer because it's already hot. You can tell we're wearing minimal wool right now because, I mean, it's June, the very start of June, but it's going to be 80 in Portland today.
Yeah.
It's going to be so
It's
nice.
Gorgeous outside. We're filming from my place today, so we have a great view of Mount Hood.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's great. So,
cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Slushy cheers.
I'm wearing my shawl. I finished for the Rose City Yarn Crawl shawl that I was making.
Oh yeah, your knit along status.
Yeah, my knit along, which I just finished, which is good. I finished a WIP. Here we go. And
I feel like the camera isn't doing justice on just how bright it is.
it's hella pink.
It's great.
When I've like knit this in public, people are like, "Whoa, that's super bright." I'm like, "Yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't know." So it looks really, really bright when I wear a black t-shirt underneath it. And it's hedgehog fibers, the skinny singles in Zephyr, and then I don't remember what the pink one is. But it's the Columbia River wrap that is, it was from the Knitting Bees pattern from the Yarn Crawl. And I only made like one modification on it. Instead of it had like a little lace edging on it, and I just did a garter stitch border, and it was easy. And it was my travel knitting for when I did a trip to LA, and I finished the border on the plane and wore it off, which was nice. And it has not been blocked yet, but I'm still wearing it and loving it because, I mean, the garter stitch is so squishy anyway. I kind of just like wrap it up and it's okay. It'll get blocked soon, I'm sure. And now that it's summer and it's warm, it'll block really fast, which is good.
I love it. Blocking with the windows open. I'm wearing shirt number 1 by Sonya Phillips. It's a bunch of little sheepies.
It's so cute.
And it's cropped. So just how I like my shirts. Tiny. But no wool for me. It's warm.
Yeah, it's really hot. I can kind of get away with doing the shawl in the summer if I give myself a little like breathing in here. But that's good that I finished one of my whips from last episode that I showed off. My update for my whip it into shape is I frogged all the ones I was supposed to frog, and I started even that day, I think, after that we filmed. And I finished this one. Hello. And I've got the kitty here.
They'll pick her up.
And then I cast on a Tecumseh because I can't help myself, apparently. The fear of missing out was really strong.
Everyone's doing it. I had to do it. I broke my one sweater rule for it and finished it.
Yeah, I'm so close. So I can show that, and then you can show yours
we'll
too.
show them together.
So here is mine. It is so close to being done. It is long sleeved, and all I need is the one sleeve over here.
And that's not gonna languish. Like, we know you're gonna finish it.
I will finish it. I had a busy week of work this week, and I wish I would have had it so that we could both wear them at the same time. Although it's warm, so it's a good excuse.
Maybe next episode we'll wear them.
Yeah, so the body of mine is in Madeline Tosh Pure Merino worsted, and I got it on a Ravelry D-stash. And the color is Antelope, which is like this kind of cream color, but it has like a peachy kind of pink undertone, doesn't it? And then so I paired it with some hazel knits, and I did for the little plus sign crosses, it's like an orangey red called Zest, and then there is this like dark chocolatey brown, and I don't remember which color that is called. But but it's so close. This pattern is so fun.
It's so fun. Flew off my needles. Here's mine in kind of a totally opposite. It's really fun. I did a short sleeve modification. A couple other mods. I took down the neckline, took out the short rows, and added short rows to the back, so it's got a little length in the back. The body is Magpie Fiber Solstice, which is a cotton wool silk blend. And so I did that with the short sleeves in hopes of wearing it longer in the season, so I think it'll be a good evening wear.
I feel like the look of that yarn too is almost like tweedy, which is kind of cool.
It's got the nice little silk slubs in there.
Oh yeah, that's what that would be.
The purple is Kelborn Scout, their new DK, and then the olive green plus signs are Brown Sheep's Prairie Spun DK. So those were just some stash DKs I had. But I'm very pleased with it. I thought it was gonna be really funny looking. Like it was just a funny little sweater unblocked.
Yeah,
and so
mine still looks kind of weird. I know it's gonna
like the shape felt bunchy and not oversized, and I did not a lot of ease as compared to the pattern suggestions.
Kitty.
She's the worst.
Friendly, I guess. Yeah, mine. I changed the gauge on mine a lot. I knit it in a heavy worsted, like almost Aran weight yarn, and so usually what I would be like the largest size or the extra large, I knit an extra small. Because of the change in the yarn, which was fun because it went really fast, which is probably the only reason I have this much done on it. So, and this yarn actually like just really, when you block it, gets drapier too. So I know it's like fits like kind of like a little sweatshirt right now, and I know it's gonna like just like loosen up and then have that oversized drape, which will be good. It's awesome.
What else are you working on?
I am working on my Willow sweater still, which is so close to being done. I haven't worked on it in a while, honestly. It needs one sleeve left, but I was out of yarn because I was just buying a skein as I go. It's so nice. I love the little.
It's so beautiful.
This, once I wash it, is gonna be like
fluffy,
fantastic. Yeah, it's so cool. All these cables. So I need like one sleeve and one skein of yarn for this, and for the neckline, and everywhere, literally everywhere in Portland that sold Brooklyn tweed shelter was out of Fossil this color, and I kept going back, and I checked the websites to see when they get it, and then finally I asked at Knitting Bee, and the woman there said it was back ordered for that color. And Brooklyn tweed's here in Portland, and the shipping was like $6 for one skein.
Oh. So
I didn't want to do it, and then finally, when I found out that it was back ordered, I kind of panicked because I thought, oh, what if the color is a little off because of like maybe not even the dye lot, but like if it's back ordered and they're producing the more skeins, like of a run off the fleeces, maybe like the natural color could be like slightly different. I don't know. That makes zero sense because Brooklyn tweed's really consistent, but I ordered it anyway from Brooklyn Tweed, and it came really fast, and it was beautiful, and then I found another skein in my stash, like literally right when I wound that skein, which made me crazy because I had waited. Yeah, I could. What's likely is I'll be like, oh, what's another sweater that uses this as a contrast color, and then I'll cast on a full another sweater. But a hat would be good.
Yeah.
But the yarn is like amazing, so
it's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah.
We have another matching finished object. Do you want to do that, or
sure.
Do you have any other whips?
No, those are the only things I'm working on really. The Tecumseh has pretty much taken over my life for knitting. So I designed a hat pattern that I just released this week, and Emme tested it for me. And this is the hat. It's called the Trailhead hat.
It's so cute.
They look so cute next to each other too. So this one is a worsted weight hat, and it has stranded colorwork and baubles, and the baubles are contrast colored baubles too. So it was really fast and easy to knit.
I did it on a really fun road trip, and I did a polka dot pom-pom.
It was so cool. Yeah, that with the yarn that you used is really cool.
I used the Dye Project Ecola worsted, so it's a 75-25 wool silk. So it's really got a nice sheen and variation in color.
Nice. So this one, the green one, the original one, is Malabrigo Rios, and the main green color is Fresco y Seco, and then the brown is Cocoa. And I realized, like, after I knit it, I was like, oh, I have completely enough for more hats out of these skeins. And so I made a brown one with the Cocoa, and then I used a knitted WIP gobstopper mini skein, and I wanted to see if it was like the perfect amount of yarn, and I had just like the tiniest little ball, probably like maybe 5 yards left of the mini skein. And so that's knitted WIP, and it's the Golden Delicious color, and I really want to make a huge Golden Delicious colored pom-pom on that.
Yes.
Because I think that needs a pom-pom. Yeah, maybe like your pom-pom. I like your pom-pom.
I YouTubed how to make a polka dot pom-pom.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked the polka dot. That's really cool. Which would look good with baubles, I'm sure. Hey, kitty. So that pattern's out on Ravelry. Trailhead hat. I think it's just Trailhead is the name on Ravelry if you search for it. And I'm also doing a giveaway until Tuesday, June 5th on my Instagram, which is @samanthaknits. You can win a kit to make the green and brown colored hat. It's a whole skein of the Malabrigo Rios in the green one. And then I made a mini skein out of the Cocoa color for you. And then I'll send you the pattern on Ravelry too.
Awesome. So go to Instagram and enter that. Yeah. So I have some other finished projects. It's been almost 2 months since our last, or at least a full month.
So long.
Since our last podcast. So I feel like I had a lot of time. So I finished the Tecumseh. I finished these winter weekend socks.
They're so cute.
They're an adult small, but it's going to be a shop sample at Starlight. It's a Zobber ball now has a DK weight, so it's a DK weight sock. And I did those over Memorial Day weekend.
So small. I have big feet, so I'm like, are those for a baby?
It's for like a child.
I can see like a smaller
adult
foot woman. Yeah,
they're
not really cute though. The DK weight socks are really cool. Yeah, 2
socks in a weekend. When we get to my WIPs, you'll see how many more socks I have. That I do. I also have the Untitled #1 by Mara Catherine Bryner. This is also in Solstice.
This is so cool.
Which again is that magpie fibers. And the fringe is wool, wash fingering. I will never fringe a project again.
Why?
Like the shawl took me like 2 days. The shawl took me like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But that's reasonable because I'm not a shawl knitter. But the fringe took me 3 whole days of complaining about how I never want to do fringe again.
I love fringe. I know. Well, I only fringed my Oras shawl, and that's
only has like
that's
3.
a lot less. Well, it's 3 sections or 2 sections of fringe, and they're kind of short, and they're spaced out a little bit more than this. Like this is a lot of fringe, so this is more than that one. But I loved the effect, made it worth it for me. I think.
I'm very pleased with how it turned out. I will just never do it again.
What weight of yarn is this one again? Sorry.
The Solstice is DK.
Oh, DK.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is...
So it's 2 skeins, like a nice 2 skein DK shawl.
It's pretty.
Local designer, Mara Catherine or Orange Knits.
I might knit that one. Yeah. I'll fringe it.
Yeah. It's so fun looking at my finished object pile because it's all local designers.
That's fun.
And so it's really fun to be like, local. And I have a Check Your Head hat in Knitted Wit Erin. This is Unicorn Farts colorway.
That's so cute.
And it's Shannon Squire.
She has all the different unicorn colored colorway names that are really cool.
Yeah, Unicorn Farts, Unicorn Dreams, something. Yeah. And so this is a Shannon Squire hat called Check Your Head. And it's a fun, just basket weave. Again, hats are so good for those, like, I need a quick project, I need 2 days. So this was a test knit, and it took me 2 days, and it was perfect. And it satisfied a lot of the need I feel to complete a project.
Yeah, I think especially in the middle of knitting a sweater, it's nice to just get something on and off the needles. Like, I knit the Trailhead hat in 8 hours. One night, so that one's it felt really good. I'm like, oh, I finished something. I'm like, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are those all your finished?
Those are all my finished objects.
That's awesome. Are we ready?
Are we ready?
Do WIPs? Oh my
I think we are.
I'm so excited.
I don't feel like I have a lot of WIPs because of my crazy rules, like one sweater at a time.
Good. I have no rules.
And I just don't want to have projects staring at me, laughing at me for not having finished them. And I don't think it's fair to the project. So I have only two active WIPs right now, though, that I'm actually working on, like while I'm home or while I'm traveling. And the first is the Kea sweater by Bristol Ivy. This is the color work. And so I've mostly finished the body. I just need another inch or so. But I finished the color work. Hardest thing I've ever done is 3-color work. And I'm looking forward to doing the color work on the top because I have a Norwegian thimble now, so I'm gonna play with that.
Nice. That yarn in the inside the feather,
yeah,
is really pretty.
So that's Ritual Dyes. The body is O-wool O-wash fingering. It's such a good fingering weight, such a great quality for the quantity.
Wasn't that the one at Starlight I was kind of obsessed with? Yeah.
Yeah.
As I was driving over here today, I was like, maybe I'll go to Starlight.
Ooh, you're so close.
Oh, I'm so bad. Yeah, because my husband was at working today out in Forest Grove, and there's the yarn shop out there, the Naughty Lamb, which is really nice. Oh yeah, we went there together from when I went the first time, and he was like, "Do you want to meet me there?" And I was like, "You just told me never ever to buy yarn again." And I was like, "So enabling."
How dare
you? I'm like, "No, I'm gonna go to Starlight. I told you I'd be good today, and I'm a huge liar."
So I've also finished a sleeve on that. I tend to do a 3/4 length sweater sleeve, and so I finished the first one. I'm gonna start the second one soon. So that's an active WIP I'm happy with. The other active WIP is just gonna be a summer tank top. It's currently in the round. It's a sport weight on an enormous gauge because it's just a line shaped swing tank top. And I'm working on it while I'm outside going to baseball games. This is just my go-to. It's recycled denim by Collage Yarn. It's their riveting sport.
That's gonna feel so good as a
tank. It's so linty, but I just forget how my Tecumseh has a low cotton content. This has a high cotton content, and every mistake and every split strand and every funny gauge moment just shows up, and so I'm so happy it's marled.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah. And I think it'll block, but I'm not gonna have to block hard because of how drapey I am.
You're giving me so many ideas as we sit here because I'm plotting ooh, if I go to Starlight, I want to make a tank. Now I'm like, oh, I could make a tank top. That's not that much yarn. Oh, I could finish that.
We could. Starlight has some good cottons right now. I'll have to tell you about them.
Because there's the tank top, that pattern that came out. I think it just recently came out from Yarn on the House one.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that one? Yeah.
Oh, I saw it. It's so good.
Yeah, I might make that. I contemplated, this is a total aside, I'm probably gonna get us off track, but I contemplated making the dress version and lengthening it a lot for Yarn Prom, which is Laura Jean from Knitted Wit and Shannon Squire putting together this prom event for all the yarn crazy people, I guess, in Portland in August. And I was like, I definitely have to make a knitted dress for that. Except I'm like, how can I survive?
3 months now.
3 months till
it's no, it's in the beginning of August, so it's 2 months.
When you said 3 months, I was like, oh, easy peasy.
Yeah.
I was like, how's that possible?
Okay.
But it's gonna be hot. It's always so hot. So I'm looking at fingering weight dresses, maybe tank top, maybe the laneway.
I'm gonna make I've made a cardigan with the feather weather by the gal who does Hedgehog Fibers. She does a fingering weight, huge gauge, so it's nice and loosey feather weather. So I'm gonna do that in a pullover. Maybe, I don't know, 2 months.
You can.
I don't know. We'll see what else I have going on.
I mean, you're such a fast knitter. What are you talking about?
So
I'll be frog all of those and knit a dress with me.
Maybe. So I wrote down all the dates of them and all of the dates of my projects. So this one was started in August of last year, and I'm not very far at all.
So much more honest than I am.
It's the Spark of Gray by Melanie Berg. It's in Hedgehog Fibers sock, and the pink is Jill Draper Ecipice. And the reason I'm not far, despite having been working on this since last fall, is that I cannot memorize the stitch pattern. And it's so hard.
Wow.
I mean, it's an easy stitch pattern because it's just like slips and, but I have to have the pattern in front of me. So it's not a traveled shawl. It's not it's not necessarily a mindless shawl. It's a really cool stitch pattern.
Like a little star stitch kind of thing going. Yeah.
But looking at your Columbia River shawl, I was like, I could frog it and make a Columbia River shawl.
This one was really easy travel knitting.
Yeah.
Like the Bobble Rose, I had to look at my phone sometimes to remember the spacing between them. But it was really easy to like fudge it if you got it wrong and fix the mistakes. So
yeah, and so it's an 8-row repeat, and it's so cool. But
it looks cool.
I just don't have time to sit and knit with paying attention.
You should frog that. It's so not far.
Okay.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, that's not a hard one for me.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one I have is the Lefty Shawl by Martina Bem. I started it just this year in February.
I remember seeing you knitting on that. So.
Yeah. This was a travel project, and then it just kind of stopped coming with me places.
Well, look how big it is, though.
Yeah.
What percentage do you think you're done with on that?
Probably 50%.
Yeah, that much, like...
Yeah.
That's so... Okay, you said it was a travel project?
Yeah, I just need to bring it back with me.
Yeah. You should alternate this one and the tank top.
That's a good idea. I could put them both in my field fringe bag.
Finish that.
They'll both fit in my field fringe bag.
Is that... Have you had that for very long?
No, I got it when I was in California.
Oh, yeah. I was like, wait a second. Is that new? I love my field fringe bag. It's so good.
So I'm using a House of a la Mode. And the blue is a Victory Single by Knitted WIP. So I love it. I don't think I'm going to frog it.
No, you should
I just need to pick it back up.
Finish it.
Yeah.
You can do it.
And see, that's a repeat that I can memorize. So it comes with me.
I just like put my patterns on my phone.
Yeah.
Do you do that ever?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a hassle when you're out though. If it's something more difficult to be like, oh, I have to look at my phone.
Yeah.
But then that's like when I'm like, oh, I'll just set it down, and then it doesn't get.
Yeah. And I like the PDFs because you can still mark where you are.
I haven't done that before. I trust my horrible memory. I'm like, oh, I put it on my phone. I'm so tech savvy. I'm like, I don't know how to do that. You need to show me.
I have to mark it. And then the other projects I have don't have a date because they're just little projects. So I finished one sock.
Oh, yeah. I think you showed this on
it was
podcast, right?
I did. So just a pretty sock with a lace panel I made up. And I've started the cuff on the second sock. And we have all like bright projects right now. It's nice. This is Long Dog Yarns. All of their colors are just these like luscious colors with so much detail.
Isn't there a label like a dachshund, like a wiener dog? Yeah, it's so cute. Long Dog Yarns,
AKA Long Dong Yarn.
I can't say it. Yeah.
Well, it's
long
hard
dog.
not to say. Long dog yarn.
I like long dogs.
Yes, it's wiener dog. And then I have another sock, which I finished to the first sock. It's
Hey, well that's like a pair of socks then if you have two halvesies.
Nobody said they need to match.
They could be like Dobby.
Yeah.
Dobby sucks.
has a sock. This is the first afterthought heel I've done, so I'm not really using a pattern other than just knitting a tube and practicing an afterthought heel. So the first one is finished.
Those? Sorry.
I liked it.
You liked it?
The fit's kind of funny, but I feel like it still has to do with my picking up and but I liked the speed. I liked finishing a whole foot of a sock and then being like, oh, now I just need to do the heel.
I have so many single skeins of sock yarn, and
same.
I might admit that I like don't like making socks. I really want wool socks. Like I want a whole drawer of socks. Yeah.
They just can take forever sometimes.
Yeah, I can breeze through a sweater, and then a single pair of socks takes me like twice as long, and I don't know why. And I don't even think it's the gauge, because I don't mind a small gauge, but I've been seeing people who got the sock knitting machines.
Oh, cheaters.
Send me your skeins and I will tube it up, and then you can just do the afterthought heel and toe.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And I was like, well, if I even just did that with a few of my skeins so I can have wool socks in the winter this winter, I'm very tempted. It'll like de-stash, like, get some of my yarn out of my stash too.
So first sock done. This is knitted with Felicia Cakes.
I love that
Yeah,
color.
it's so fun. Second sock, I've picked up half the heel. So.
Oh, dude. You're so close.
Like, this can barely even be, like, there's no other option. I just have to finish it.
I'll be like, you should frog this.
Frog it. And then I have another travel hat. This one really only comes on, like, road trips or movies because it's a 1x1 rib.
I now feel personally invested in that project because I knit, like, 3 rows on it.
Yeah.
When I ran out of projects.
Someone only brought one project to a lecture.
Yeah.
So.
And only, like, half of the project, because it was the brown hat and I didn't bring the contrast color with me, and it took me only like, 20 minutes to run out of stuff to do.
I hate that. I feel like such a rookie when I forget a yarn project. It's like rookie move.
That's me all
So
the
this,
time.
I'm hoping, is just going to be a nice big 1x1 rib. I want a slouchy hat. I have a great gray pom-pom.
It is, the yarn on this feels so good.
This is Black Cat yarns. It's a small indie dyer. I think they're from Canada.
It's like so perfectly like tonal gray, and then with the like tonal purple speckles on top of that is really pretty.
Yeah, I don't know where they're from. It's Black Cat custom yarn.
Yeah, that's cool.
I got this at the Arenco Sheep. Oh wait,
yeah.
It's not called that anymore.
The Black Sheep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they moved.
Yeah.
Into Hillsborough farther. Yeah.
So a local yarn store. And then, are you ready to see my longest project?
Mm-hmm.
This has been on the needle since January 2016. So
I was gonna say I still win. I'm like,
Yeah.
I still lose. I don't know how I'm grading this.
yeah, so that's, 2016. When did, I looked it up this morning. Actually, I think that's wrong. I think it's 2017.
When did you start it?
So it's Stephen West's Eyeball Shawl. I started it a month after it came out.
I don't know. I remember you working on that. So.
Yeah, I bust through the pupil and the iris so fast. I'm using like a sequined silk.
And I wish my eyes had that kind of glitter.
Yeah. And I finished a whole half of the sclera. It's so hard to tell because it's working in the round for such a, but
if you know that shawl though.
Yeah. It's a giant ass eyeball.
It looks like an eyeball right now because you can be 3D.
Yeah.
It's just a sad eyeball.
Yeah. It's totally like actually. And this is just a bedside project. I work on it, like I maybe do half a row a night.
You'll finish it eventually.
Yeah, they're just long rows, and it's the perfect bedside because it's garter. I'm at a garter point, and once I finish, so yeah, I'm over halfway done.
That's
like,
halfway. Oh
yeah.
my God, that thing's huge.
It's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
And in the original pattern, it's a brioche border.
Yeah.
But I might not want to do that. When I get to the border, I might be like, this is it, I'm almost done, and just garter stitch.
Yeah. You could even do just like an eye, well, that's not faster, but like an I-cord edging all the way around and just be done.
Yeah, so I anticipate there being a million stitches to bind off.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have never tried brioche. Yeah, or I tried it once, that's a lie. But my gauge was so messed up.
I've also done brioche once. I took a class, did one project. I know I could, but I just haven't.
I think I need to try it again. I tried a hat, and that was like, I don't check my gauge on hats usually.
Yeah.
Because usually it works out. And the hat was like, this is a sweater. Like I mean, I don't know, brioche is stretchy, but my gauge, I am already a pretty loose knitter, so my gauge, I was like very discouraged with that, and I got the barking burping fine, like that wasn't a problem, but
our next knit along should be brioche, just to get our toes back in.
Yeah, there's a lot of pretty patterns that I want to do that have it, and then I'm just like, well, I'd have to learn it.
I'd have to relearn it.
Yeah, I've taught myself most of every knitting thing online from YouTube, so it should be fine.
Yeah. That's all my WIPs.
You're so much better than me at keeping up with your projects. I will be honest with everyone. I found more WIPs after we filmed. It was literally like the day of. I was like, oh no, here's another bag there was like, I think it might have only been one shawl. I don't know. I don't think it was a sweater. I showed the Stillwater on the podcast, didn't I? Because
you did.
Okay, I need to finish that. I know I'm not going to attempt the 4-day cal this year because I didn't finish last year.
I do. I want to.
You are going to do it. You'll finish.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Marie Knits of Olive
Knits. Marie Green.
Olive Knits. Marie Green is doing another 4-day knit along, the Beekeeper cardigan.
You should just do like Marie Green Olive.
Yeah, Marie Green Olive Knits.
Yeah.
And it's cute. I love that this cal is not a mystery. We know what it is. We already know the stitch pattern.
I know exactly why I'm not going to be able to do it is because of all the purling. It slows me down. I don't know why.
But it's not, that's how you knit a flat cardigan. There's always going to be purling
flat cardigans. I just want to knit in the round and do stockinette.
Yeah.
So I don't have cardigans. I have pullovers.
I just remembered I have one more WIP, but it's in the closet because it's my camping project.
We should pause.
Yeah.
And you should go get it.
Okay.
Or whatever.
So I just ran to my closet and grabbed my camping project, which is the bounce blanket. So I was gifted an tub full of Manos do Uruguay. This is their...
pull out that green one. That one.
Yeah.
That color. That color doesn't look good on me, but I like it.
Sorry, I wobbled because the dog walked into the tripod.
She thinks it's a stick, too. I'm surprised she hasn't grabbed it.
Yeah, so I was just gifted a ton of this woolly wool. And so it's my camping project. I just do colors as they come and
that's
work in front of the campfire.
Good to have it at like a wool project in front of a campfire when it's cold at night.
Yeah. So that's my last WIP. I've been working on this for, I don't know, probably just since fall when I decided to start a camp project.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited for that because it'll be a great camp blanket when it's done.
That's true. It's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah. So that's my WIPs. I am not a WIP collector because I think I'm fast enough.
You are very fast.
And
impressive.
And it's like I said, I don't want to dishonor the yarn by having it laying around forever.
Full of dishonor in my house.
So disrespectful.
I know. Yeah.
So I'd rather not, I don't know, but it makes me crazy. It's hard. I feel like it's the one thing I have self-control about when I have literally no other self-control with anything.
Do you add a lot of yarn to your stash?
Yeah.
But then you're very mindful about when you use it.
Yeah.
I'm very spontaneous but then I think my problem is I feel like when I buy yarn, I really attach it to an idea, and then when I start the idea, regardless of how I'm enjoying it, I'm like, well, I don't want to take it out and I don't want to stop what I'm doing, that idea. So then
I definitely want to stop buying pretty skeins of fingering weight because I have that idea. And I'm like, this is going to be a beautiful whatever.
Yeah.
And then I decide to pair it with another yarn, but I use that yarn for something else, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be socks. And then I never make the socks, or I do make the socks.
We should just go in together on a sock knitting machine, and I'll just buy one and pretend I'm knitting you all these socks. You'll think you're so productive. Is it cheating though? You said it was cheating. That's
cheater, but I want one so bad.
Now, here's a question, because I keep arguing with my mom about this. Do you think listening to audiobooks is cheating?
No.
That's a book you read.
Oh.
I don't think it's cheating.
I think it's cheating if you could be reading the paper book at the same time. If you're driving and listening to an audiobook, yeah, but if you're just sitting and enjoying an audiobook, you could just be reading.
But what about knitting at the same time?
I can read and knit at the same time.
I can too. A lot of people are like, how do you do that? And
Kindle, because you don't even have to stop. You just tap your finger.
Oh, that's smart. Do you put it in front of you so you can just poke it?
That's how I read. That's how I read and knit on my Kindle.
I've got like a rock set up with like it's like a shrine of a book and like rocks and like then I have to stop.
Oh, because you're a paper book knitter.
Yeah, I don't have a Kindle or anything. I have an iPad, but I think I couldn't do it because of the sheen on the screen.
I've had a hard time with paper books because I've gotten so used to reading Kindle. Like, there's a dictionary in my Kindle. If I see a word I don't know, I can just tap the word. When I read paper books and there's a word I don't know, I tap the word and then feel like an idiot because it doesn't tell me.
You tap the book?
Yeah, I tap the paper page wanting it to tell me what that book means.
You can be like a grandma and be like, "Hey Siri!"
Yeah.
What? Define! I don't know.
Some difficult word.
But then you have to be able to pronounce it right, too. I don't know. You could spell it. That'll be really good. Define.
And then spell it out, Siri.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited because I have 2 more weeks of teaching this year for school, and then I am back to my summer reading and knitting, and that's my page turning techniques. I read paper books because this is very like, I don't know what the word for this would be, but I like to see my progress, and it looks like some sort of conquest of books that I'm like, I've read these all.
A bookshelf taking up space in your home.
And then realistically, it's like a bookshelf full of books I haven't read, and I'm like, I haven't read these all. They're...
Yeah, I love the Kindle because I read series, and you read your series, and you finish it, and you start the next
immediately. That's so smart.
Yeah,
that's good.
And so good. My summer goals are baseball and knitting.
That sounds great.
That's always, and beer.
Yeah,
it's so good.
My new apartment, which I don't know if we'll be in for that much longer because we're not like super happy with it. But they have really good outdoor spaces, which is nice. So they have a hammock, or they have 2 hammocks even, and they have a gazebo with picnic table. So if anything, I will enjoy that while we're still there. But we are house hunting, so our trend of different locations for the podcast might continue.
Yeah,
which will be fun.
So join us on our moves, on our WIPs and all our projects, and join us if you have any comments. Yeah. Find us on Instagram.
You should all start Tecumsehs.
Yes, knit a Tecumseh. It'll fly off your needles.
That's
true. Join us on our Ravelry page, Instagram. There's a Facebook.
Yeah.
You can also email us.
And we're really active on Instagram. So I'm Samantha Knits. And I'm
rocksteadyemme. So we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.